Hi, everybody. Good morning or good afternoon or evening, depending on what part of the planet and time zone you're in. I'm Paul Finkelstein at omgtalk.com, the small business owner, entrepreneur, and professional podcast. I love to interview all kinds of people all around the world, as well as especially Southeast Florida. This individual that I'm going to talk to next is close to Southeast Florida, probably the closest in a while of my podcast guest, if I'm not mistaken. Because she's smiling, I think I'm correct. Is she's maybe closer to Southeast Florida or Miami than to, say, the Panhandle, or maybe she's in the middle, perhaps. Maybe she's close. How are you today, Chantelle? Bravo.
I am doing great, Paul. Thank you for the invitation to have me on.
It's great to finally have you. I know between my wife and and I'm trying to keep up with her Alignable profile and her Blitzer profile, and who could keep up with all these different social media profiles? So it's great when we can finally connect. We're all going in maybe different directions or the same direction, etc. So let's go with our first question of the day, which is, if you could share with us, what exactly do you do and how long have you been doing it? Feel free to tell it in a story, a commercial. I always recommend if you could talk for 5 minutes about what you do and share with us exactly what it is.
Absolutely. Well, I will start with my story. My background actually is in hospitality, entertainment, and events. I was in that industry for the longest time when COVID reared its ugly head and I was laid off. So not knowing where I was going to go, what I was going to do, where my next paycheck was coming from, I had a friend of mine that I haven't seen in over 10 years that I used to work with at Universal reach out to me, and he asked me, "What are you doing? Let's reconnect." And I said, "Absolutely." And he's like, "Would you be open to taking a look at what I'm doing now?" And he shared this opportunity with me. And I never thought in a million years, Paul, that I would become my own boss and set my own hours, be able to connect with awesome, like-minded people, change my mindset completely around. It's been a game changer this past 15 months, and I am a brand new entrepreneur, and that leads into what I do. I am actually an independent marketing executive for the Wellness Club, which is basically the largest shopping club in North America. We have products like Walmart, quality like Whole Foods, and a shopping system like Amazon. My goal is to basically help as many families convert their homes to eco-friendly US-made products simply by clicking a button and shopping online. Because as we know, the way the world has turned this past 15 months, almost 2 years now, everybody's shopping online more than ever. And this is a great way to not only help the US economy and help other families out, it is a great way to support the US economy in more ways than one with the eco-friendly, safe, biodegradable products that are plant-based. And I just want to help people and share the shopping club with as many families as I can, and individuals who want to get rid of the toxins in their home, and possibly even maybe consider another, a business opportunity as well to earn residual income. So that is my mission and my vision, and I want to help as many families as I can by the end of the year. My goal is to help at least a minimum of 50 families.
That sounds like a great goal. And why don't you share with us maybe 2 of your favorite success stories? That could be business or personal. Maybe you just did a marathon during the pandemic or some other success story. So share with us 2 of your favorite success stories.
I would definitely have to say I have been successful as an entrepreneur this past 15 months. Never in a million years did I ever think I was going to be my own boss, setting my own hours. And I look at it this way: I have the time freedom while I'm working towards my financial freedom. And just to be able to work from home has been a blessing for me. I can help my mom and stepdad around the house if they need help. My dog is happy because I'm here all the time. She doesn't have to see me come and go and come home stressed out from a 9-to-5 job that put me in that position. So that is definitely one of my very proud proud professional moments currently. Personally, I would have to say, God, there's so many of them. Going back, being the first one in my family to be a college graduate. I was the first one. I'm an only child. Both my parents did not go to college, and I went to college and got a bachelor's degree, which of course now is kind of useless, to be honest. And then I went on to get a master's in business management and an associate's in travel and tourism management, which obviously are helpful. But right now, the way the world is, I'm proud of myself for having achieved those accolades in my life and being the first one in my family to go to college.
You have that in common with Sarah, actually. Both of you are the first one in their family to go to college. Did you also work in a family business early when you were young, like 12 years old, like Sarah had to work at her dad's deli when she was 12?
We didn't have a family business. Both my parents were blue collar workers. My dad worked for the department of the town that I grew up in, so he did that for pretty much my entire life from what I can remember. My mom worked in the healthcare field for a while, and then she became a stay-at-home mom and helped raise me basically, and then went back and then basically was medically discharged due to disability that she incurred on the position that she was working. So she ended up being a stay-at-home mom, which worked out good for me because I got to spend more time with my mom and my nanny when she was still alive and formed that bond. So my first job was when I was 14. I worked during the summer at Dairy Queen and I absolutely loved it. But by the end of the summer, I got so sick of ice cream that I didn't want to see it or eat it or even, just be around it because you get burned out with it.
I can only imagine, but you can't get burned out with chocolate, can you?
Yes and no. The perk was, back in the day, I don't know if they still do this or not with their employees. As a learning curve, if you make a mistake with an order, you used to be able to take it home or eat it while you were on the job. And I ate so much ice cream but I learned a lot from it, and I learned how to start saving money. And, I was eventually proud of myself. I bought my very first like color TV, like at the time, what was, I guess, like a 19-inch was like a big deal back in the day. So it gave me a sense of accomplishment and knowing that, hey, you work hard, you put your mind to whatever you can do and achieve whatever it is that you want. It may take time, but just stay consistent and believe in yourself and know that it will happen.
Thanks for reminding me of that, because I remember I had this job that my dad said you're going to go work where he worked in New York City in this bindery area, and it was just doing a lot of collating, and I was working with a lot of people that didn't speak any English, and I was the only one, and I was the boss's son, and I was doing all this manual labor work for the summer. And they paid me some hourly wage and they paid me cash at the end of the week or something like that for about 3 or 4 weeks. And that money I spent right away to get a stereo for myself. But I feel like I earned it because I was doing the most monotonous work you possibly do. And I'm like, I earned this stereo. And it was one of
Yes.
the stereo systems where it was a double cassette deck on each side and
Oh, yes.
then two speakers that I could put anywhere in my room. And I worked so hard for that stereo for that like 2 months worth of work. On one hand, I'm wondering if it would have been so beneficial if I didn't have that music and put it into an IRA account and then stuck it into Microsoft. I wouldn't have to be doing this podcast today.
But God had other plans for you, and the fact that you're doing these awesome podcasts and helping people get their businesses known and their faces recognized, that speaks volumes. So that's what you're meant to do, and I can't thank you enough. You and Sarah are awesome individuals who I'm absolutely grateful to have met. And like I said, we live maybe 3 hours from each other, so that's an awesome opportunity in itself to hopefully meet in person at some point.
I wish we had an RV already because
I know.
don't need to travel by other public transportation and we can just drive around. So that's one of my bucket lists, is to check off RV.
Nice. I have some friends that have actually started doing that. So it's really, really cool. It's not for everybody, but it's an opportunity to, see this awesome country and the great things that are out there. I'm seeing new things every day from my friends' posts and stuff on social media. And I'm just like, wow, I didn't know the state had that. And I didn't know this park existed. So I'm adding them to my list when I get to those places at that point.
And there's some RVs that look better than some people's houses.
Yes, absolutely.
Exploring that a lot. So tell me, what exactly motivates you to jump out of bed every day, and do you make your bed?
Yes. And the funny thing is, that is the first thing I do when my alarm goes off. I have a routine, and my alarm goes off. I get out of bed. First thing I do, there's actually a YouTube video. I cannot remember the gentleman's name. He is a military guy. You're shaking your head, so you probably know the person that I'm talking about. He said, if you accomplish anything, first thing you do when you get up in the morning, make your bed. That's your first accomplishment for the day, and you just build on that as your day goes. Even if it's like a small task, just chip it away as you go and know that you've made your bed. That's your first task. So I do make my bed first thing when I get up in the morning. And I am motivated to be by knowing that I'm helping so many families. I am getting to network and connect with so many awesome like-minded individuals that I can learn from, share with, introduce people to their business, and they can introduce people to my business. It's about networking, building relationships, staying consistent, and your visions, goals, and dreams may be delayed, but they're not denied. You just have to stay focused, believe in yourself. And my why is outside this door behind me. It's my mom and my stepdad and my dog. I am here they've helped me all this time. So now it's my turn to give back. But at the same time, I want to help other families, achieve their goals and dreams as well. And it's about helping others and serving others.
Excellent. When you were talking about a YouTube video about making your bed, I think it was an Admiral guy, but
Yes, it was.
but I actually thought that you were referring to something else that I hadn't heard of, which is there's probably a video on YouTube on actually how to make your bed versus why make your bed. And maybe it's got this instructional video about pull the sheets this way and pull up the covers this way and where to put the pillows. And maybe, do you use one pillow or do you use two pillows? Or recently I actually fit two pillows into one pillowcase. I thought that was an interesting maybe design perhaps, so that it actually fit, because I noticed that the pillowcase was really big and I thought there's some slack in here. So I squeezed in two pillows into one pillowcase, and one a little bit softer than the other one. So the soft one would seem to always not really do much. So I figured if I put the soft one on top, the medium one on the bottom, it would get flat anyway. And then it felt like two pillows, so it's not completely flat, because we're a family that likes to have like that extra pillow thing.
Yep. And it's funny that there's YouTube videos pretty much for how to do everything nowadays, which is hilarious. And to add on to what you were saying about the making the bed a certain way, that is a military mindset. My stepdad is actually retired military, and every morning he makes the bed that him and my mom sleep in like he was still in the military. And my mom every night just like, why is this tucked in? I don't like it like that. So everybody makes their bed a different way. They put different, pillows on it. They put things I've never even heard of. I'm like, why make it if you're going to mess it up when you sleep in it? But it's an accomplishment, and it's just like our personalities. We're all unique in our own individual ways, just like the way we make our beds.
I think if we didn't have to go back at the end of the day to the bed, I probably wouldn't care about making it. But I feel like that instance when you go to a hotel and it's made and you have a hard day and you just want to just have a made bed when you're at the end of the day. And who's going to make it in the day if we don't do it?
Exactly.
So on that thought, where's my next question? When you were 10 or 8 or some early age when you were more passionate than for some reason kids have a lot of passion and adults maybe not so much, it's worn off because of the bills or something like that, or weaker dreams. Who knows if everybody has dreams when they're an adult. But did you know when you were really passionate at a young age that you'd be doing what you're doing now today? Were there clues that you'd be doing what you're doing now when you were maybe it was sales, entrepreneur, maybe you had a lemonade stand? Did you know you'd be there were clues?
Now that I think about it, yes and no. When I was younger, I was, into the tap, jazz, ballet, piano lessons, and believe it or not, I was actually very shy. I know it's a shocker, right? And I did not come out of my shell until about the 8th grade. And I one day just came out of the shell and never looked back. And now I'm outgoing. I love to talk to people. I've just love even random strangers. I'll say hello to them. I'll compliment them in the store on, nice shoes, nice hat, nice shirt, just to make them smile because you never know what anybody's going through. So looking back now, Paul, I can definitely say yes to that question because I came out of my shell and the world kind of, the world is your oyster. I came out of my shell and realized, hey, there's people out there that will vibe with me. There are people out there that won't, and that's okay. They can't handle my vibration. And I never thought I'd ever be an entrepreneur. But now that God has put me on that path this past 15 months with the way the world is turned upside down, I took the negative, turned it into a positive, and realized, you know what? I can do this. I'm going to do this. And with or without you, watch my journey, watch me grow. It may take time, but I'm going to make it happen and just watch my journey. And I'm absolutely happy and grateful and thankful for this opportunity in life.
And I'm so glad that you turned out much better than this other gentleman that came out of his shell, Humpty Dumpty. And the shell, there was nothing left of him. But on Zoom, I only see the top of people's shells. I don't see the whole shell, I suppose. On that regard, I'm going to give you an award. It's your certificate for being on my podcast. It's a virtual certificate. It's got your name on it. We'll just imagine it. And we'll pass it through, and you can take it on your end, and you can hang it up on your wall for letting me cram your entire life into 15 minutes. I know it's cruel to do that, to cram someone's life into 15 minutes. So if somebody wanted to reach out, learn more about you, get more than 15 minutes, how would you want them to do that? Look you up on LinkedIn, find you on Blitzer, Alignable, a phone number if you feel comfortable, a website, easy to say. What other methods of anybody reaching out that you want someone to reach out to you, or through me if you want to?
Absolutely. I have multiple faucets of that to get in touch with me. You can look at my profile on Blitzer. If your listeners are part of the Blitzer platform, I just search my name, Chantelle Bravo, or I am also on Facebook and I am on LinkedIn. And if you happen to know anyone, or if someone is in contact with you and hears this, feel free to share my information with them as well.
Absolutely. And today we've been listening to Chantelle Bravo. She told us what she does, how long she's been doing it. She told us 2 of her favorite success stories that she could be proud of, her favorite ones. She told us what motivates her to jump out of bed every day and if she makes her bed, and when she got passionate in her life. And we gave her an award for letting us cram her entire life into 15 minutes. And that award, I'll even hold it up again. Here it is. We gave it, actually, I already gave it, but now I have another one. So here's another one. You can take it back again. As well, letting us cram her whole life into 15 minutes. You're listening to OMG Talk Show, or omgtalk.com, the small business owner, professional, and entrepreneur podcast. All kinds of entrepreneurs that I've interviewed. You can feel free in your spare time, or if you have in between appointments or you have a no-show, you could always scroll through Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, whatever Android or iPhone you have, and scroll through listening to 15 to 20-minute other people from all over the world. Maybe somebody might inspire you because you're one idea away from a profitable explosion, shall we say. I don't know if I'm trying to say the word explosion in a positive way. Okay, that could be a can of worms, but hey, I'm just Mr. Positive. So if we can't get the positive from this podcast, then I need another referral for an invite for a podcast for maybe some therapists and some psychologists. Thanks for being here, Chantelle. Bravo. I know we're having too much fun, which is great to have too much fun because otherwise, without fun, it's all work. And I think there was a movie that said all work and no fun makes Johnny a dull boy.
Oh yes, that was Jack Nicholson in The Shining. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy or something like that. So yeah, but we're not going to be like his character though. We're going to look at the positive side of things. Right,